Ken, you find ways to keep me put together out there with the yodels. Welcome in. Let me see if I see the camera work a little bit better than it was. Let's start there, right? And who is this? Botrick. We got G Honda. Yeah. G Honda ain't around. But Ken, you already know where we at. You know what we are covering. We will be a bit camless throughout the course of this right here as we listen in to kind of keep locked in on where Shay or anybody else may be, because this train wreck from ESPN right now is not telling us anything. But if you a Bears fan like I am and Ken is, we get to try to redefine some things we got going on. What was it, Neville? Neville Longbottom is who we just signed. I can't think of Neville's real name. Let's go ahead and make sure I get the real name for the guy we just got. Neville Gallimore, I believe. 3 years, 12 million. Michael Pittman got traded. I love how I get the opportunity in this very moment, Ken, to get these clowns over here to listen to me, because ain't nobody over there at ESPN getting things right, and you still got Rich Eisen going. But if we're going to pull up Broski, Neville Gallimore, man. What do you think, and what do you know about Neville Gallimore? I mean, he got 12 million for 3 years though, right, Ken? So at that point, you know, if nobody knows, Neville, you can call me Postman, Posty, Post. If we could see right above the top in the screensaver, we got a good Postman 1914 up there. And do I look like I'm raining down from the heavens today? Uh, I love how people come to these conclusions because we don't know who Neville Gallimore is. That $4 million on the defensive tackle is a waste of money. But maybe it could be. It's a person that I don't know. I just know that agents in this area negotiate terms with teams that could be reneged upon. These are verbal agreements, by the way. So most people think about the monies you spend on the bottom line, but we have about 20 plus roster spots to fill out. If this is a guy who can be a like Broski says, a rotational defensive tackle piece that gives us a run stuffer, a rotational guy that is going to be able to be fresh and active when he gets in, and he'll be there for 3 years in the development phase. Perhaps we don't even notice that it was $4 million a year spent, and I say that because 4 million is a relatively decent price. I do want to know exactly what it is that this guy is, um, and how he'll be going on. But at the same time, we'll figure it out. Now, I know somebody has talked about it, Ken, and you have heard it. Not Andrew, Darnell Mooney. What say you? Do you want a guy like Mooney back in the fold? And like I said, I did just kind of put my camera up to kind of workshop to see if I got any of the gloss and whatnot out of the camera. So let me know if you were here yesterday, if the camera angles look better today, if we have eliminated some of the foolery. It is funny that I'm listening to ESPN right now, and the what do you call it? The audio is still giving us Rich Eisen when we should be kid, man. You rather draft him in the third round or faster too as well, wouldn't it? Man, if I hear another rumor about the Bears talking to Mike Evans, I'm gonna be annoyed myself because I'm a hard pass on the Mike Evans. That won't be a odds I can't. That won't be a odds type of signing, Mr. Walker. Today is legal tampering. If you don't know, today is the day people get the promise that they're gonna sign with somebody, and they still can renege days later. It's one of the ultimate situations where players get to do some of the same things owners do, but it still comes at a cost to you as opposed to the owners. The owners can renege on their deals, as you know, Walker, very easily, but we can, at the very least, have a bit of manipulative power in the short term, and then they blackball you like they do a Kaepernick. Yes, so I'm in the belief that we have drafted properly in the receiver area, and that we have three budding receivers that can grow into this position. Have shown some proof of concept in terms of the things they've done last year. The rookie tight end that we talk about in Colston Loveland and Cole Komet gives us five viable options at receiver. I'm not. I'm missing the need for the savvy, cagey vet in the receiver room, especially at a high ticket item. But if we are whining about us spending $4 million on a defensive tackle that we know nothing of, a commodity is aged and is used as Mike Evans, who is constantly battling soft tissue injuries. When last year we lost more players than anybody in the league to soft tissue injuries, I might not want to deal with an old guy that's with soft tissue injuries, and he's not going to cost us like the vet minimum or anything like that. He's going to cost us real bread. So why would I want to do that? Not for me personally, but if anybody else wants to get into it, they can. And if we want to get into it, I cannot wait. On a side note, Mr. Walker, to have a different direction of sports talk, as my love for sport does not make me oblivious to the things that are underlying or unassumed in terms of things that people care about. Might have a way to articulate thought processes about it as opposed to uh, straddling the fence per se. But maybe a different perspective. We'll talk about that when the opportunity presents itself. Hopefully, I'm off work and ready to get to it. But exactly, I don't want to overpay for anybody like that. And if I have to pay for anybody, I don't really believe it'll be that guy. I think you can get a viable fourth option pretty at a pretty decent price elsewhere. I don't think I need to do that. But if we will, uh, I am going to pull up for us for one. Let's get us a little visual because we do have Ken, Ken. I love, like, understand my general manager, but most people ain't gonna get that. That's not gonna be for him. Understood. But let's see if we can get some of this going on. Here we go. Here we go. We'll start with our first little poll here, just to get us moving in a direction of talking about some things there. How bad do we need a fourth wide receiver? Let's talk about it. Yeah, but we don't know too much about him, so you got to fill him out. We got to fill out the margins to the team, or we don't have too much going on. That's his bottom line. If we don't do everything that's needed on the outskirts of the roster, then we get no opportunity to fill in elsewhere. I'm trying to pull up this good stream of mine. Yeah. So for me, you just said it right there. I don't think because a vet is, and even with that, let's try to get to it. I want to see what kind of vets will be available for us. I'm even curious to know about that specific situation when we talk about a vet. Who, in particular, might we seek out when we talk about that particular thing? Yeah, it was. Okay. You won't. And hit the like button while we hear people. Yeah, it was. Do I get to see my? Yeah, I was trying to set something up. My apologies right there. I did it. Did I fix it there? Say we don't care about you. Neville Gallimore. Do we fix it? And we about to get 0 dark 30 when we talk about this camera here. If we have any breaking news, we will get right to it. Let's see. Am I still echoing? Where's Alex Anzalone going? Anzalone is going to the Bills. $8.5 million was not feasible. What is Shay spooked about? Now that part I do want to get my guy together. Hey, teams gotta. Some teams have to do some things that's gonna change for them. Kobe Bryant, one of the guys that we talked about, but Nick Cross, I would like better. I like Detroit to throw away, but I want, and I'm listening to ESPN still. I want Shea is so over the top about yeah, spot check is wrong. No, because the Bears would have spent $14 million on a safety to come back here, I don't believe. Yeah, Kid Show, you playing Madden, thinking that any of those things, the Lions defense has more holes than the Iranian Navy. Bro, let's get this free agency tracker. You don't need Max Crosby. Yes. Sure, you're not even a Bears fan. And let me get him out of my ear because he makes me upset. Uh, Sam Franklin is a safety that the Bills assigned. Connor McGovern, DJ Moore they acquired, and they got a backup QB. Malik Willis, signed with the Dolphins. Reggie Gilliam, fullback. And Draymond Jones, New England. Tyler, talks like he got some sense. Hit that like button. Brees Hall got the franchise tag. what I hate about days like this is that we can't listen in to anybody's particular situations. Mitch Trubisky signed with the Tennessee Titans, and I didn't know that. It's an aside. Isaiah Likely is a giant. He had left and went joined with Harbaugh. Neville Gallimore, Garrett Bradbury, and DeMarco Jackson. Also, Greg Hardy, Juice Scruggs. Mitch got it, baby. No, they're gonna do a 1 year with Bradley Chubb or somebody. All right, let's figure it out. Let's figure it out, anybody. I don't really know what's gonna happen if we're gonna have any real movement go on. We talk about this because um, Yannick Ngakwe. That's who I was trying to think of. That's who I was trying to think of. Yannick Ngakwe. Today, baby. Come on, we gonna build them up, baby. We gonna build them up today. When you show the logo on camera, give them good luck. What I really want to know is, will we actually sign anybody on day one? Hmm. Yeah. Now, is Kenneth Walker gonna put them back in the driver's seat? You think? You think? You think a running back was a bit more of a need for them than a wide receiver? You think that the running back, him in particular, can set up the running back room a little good? 11. Chelsea, how you feeling today? Who we got? What we got going on? Stu, you right. Kobe Bryant, COBY, signs with the Bears. That does tell me that Byard may be gone. So I wonder, does this spell the end for Bayard or does it not? And only for Brisker. It's speculated at 3 years, 30 mil. I mean, he's a Super Bowl champion, so you know he's going to be over. But I think he's a fairly solid player that's still growing. He still have room to grow. He's still young. I know he's good. Can he be real good? Not to mention, okay, that's crazy. Crazy. Coby Bryant. Yeah. Cam. Peace and blessings. How you feeling today? We are covering free agent of all kinds in the legal tampering period for the Chicago Bears and more. Bears just agreed to terms verbally with Kobe Bryant. 3 years, 30 mil allegedly. We still haven't figured out exactly the terms of the cap, just to figure out exactly how it goes. And Cam know about that. Coach is putting it together for him out there. We still need to go ahead with some safety work. I'm nervous about it, Cam. I don't know. We're gonna see how it finishes shaking out. But while you're here, go ahead and hit that like button. Tell me if you got a football team that you prefer to root for, and if so, who, Couchy, do you want to win? Cam on the courageous couch. The Bears' name will never change, good sir. But if you're here, I can give you a quick little history lesson about it. Unless they move to, let's say, Idaho, the Bears, even with the absolute non possibility of us moving to Indiana, will still be the Chicago Bears. But, hey, tomato, tomato. Names won't be changing out here. Just the names on the back of their jersey changes. The front won't. They're a founding franchise. They're a charter franchise. Would never change. The Zephyrs is the last time. The Staleys, that's the last time they're going to be anything different. Well, no, not trigger. Just need to inform that the Dallas Cowboys that Chelsea cheers for play in Irving, Texas, if I'm not mistaken. And the New York Football Giants and Jets play in the Meadowlands, which is New Jersey. Uh, Santa Clara is where the San Francisco 49ers play. and so on and so forth. And Kansas City, I believe, is moving to Kansas soon, but the name doesn't really change. And so yeah, the Oakland Raiders, but the Oakland Raiders have moved to Vegas, so they have a lot of strife, and the Raiders keep changing their name because they be back and forth. But all the other examples, the Patriots don't play in New England, so on and so forth. But it's always good fodder. That I don't got it on me, but that C right there gonna be there. That C, that Chicago for the Bears is gonna be right there. Traffic clear. We gonna get some rants from Cam's corner, correct? When can we get some truths from the corner with Cam? Cam on the corner or something. We'll workshop it. We'll workshop it. But what I do know is we've only made two signings today, which is, I guess, more than I probably would have expected. I've never been to California, any portion of it. I've never been. I do want to. That's right, Chelsea. There will be no talk of a Bears name change. He who must not be named. You did. 2.0. I be Black Couch reupholstered. That's what I. Let's go with that one. Oh, I appreciate a good dump every now and again. It's merely for visiting purposes. Boom, 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 boom. For real. Okay, so look, like when ignorantly, when I used to go to places like the Bahamas and stuff like that, I want to go to the small little random spots. Level one, so I got a Botrix chat bot in here, and every time it something goes wrong with them, what do you call it? Not go wrong with them. Every time you level up with conversation, it get you going. I'm trying. I actually got to see if an alert works. I want to see because I don't follow myself. Somebody to unfollow me and refollow, unsubscribe and resubscribe. I want to see if that will trigger an alert that I picked up. Maybe it doesn't work just yet, but I think it should. Now we signed somebody on the line. We signed somebody in the secondary. Uh, who do we need next? I misspoke the first time. Cam is it was a total misword. What's our top need still in free agency right now? Center, not center, safety. Yeah, but center has been addressed. Safety has been addressed. Defensive line has been. What's the word we want to use for the defensive line? Because I don't believe that it's been addressed. It's been. We've been put on notice that they notice some things need to be done. We've been notified of of an addition. How about that? We'll go with that. Mm 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 mm. Let's see if we got any additional news out here when it comes to a refresh. The refresh doesn't show me Kobe, but I know he's out there. So anybody who got any other breaking free agent news that they know of already, go ahead and type that in the chat for us. Hit the like button. We are covering Bear, NFL, free agency, couple moves done for us, couple moves done for a lot of people, and we are trying to keep up with the latest signings up to the minute. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Trying to get y'all something wonderful to look at over here besides my mug. Brandon Aubrey. Yeah, but somebody else had a higher one. They say so. The the Rich Eisen scoop is that the Bears offered two first round picks for Max Crosby, but the Ravens won because their draft picks were higher than ours, allegedly. I'm hoping even if that's true, still glad we didn't get him. I am personally. Chelsea, who do you want them to sign besides Brandon Aubrey? Because I know you was ecstatic over that. Be serious. Those the happiest you have ever been. Like, was that Super Bowl worthy when you heard that? Did you want to hit the breaking news sounder? Absolutely, Stu. I'm so good with not getting. And I I may be wrong about that when we look back, but I'm fine with it. I'm quite all right, but some people might not be. Yeah, if somebody else matches, you get 2 second rounders for him, and nobody's gonna match that for your kicker. I mean, he nice, but you're safe. You're safe, Charles. Stu and Will, get your own guy and make it happen, and we Gucci. What do y'all think? I want that guy right there to pop on in. He gonna he gonna be the guy. He gonna represent me out here as we go through who we gonna acquire and so on and so forth. What y'all think? Let me know. Coach Post out there with the hairy arms. Yeah, Stu, I know you checked the shorts out, baby. We talked about TJ. He had an interview. It was productive, he says, and I'm okay with that. See if we find some things out like that. And I'm still interested in knowing who we're gonna do some restructuring with, if we get any extensions or anything like that, because we still not covered anything like that as far as creating more salary cap space. You can say they say if we don't sign anything besides Kobe, we looked at free agency as a bargain. The bargain being, I'm not necessarily focused on the fact that we'll be on the bargain bin, but I do believe we'll only have one like super namely or notable signing per se. I don't believe that that'll be um, a guy that is, Kobe Bryant, maybe somebody on the defense, but same time, so what I'm trying to keep up with the Twitter. The Twitter has a lot of good things on there, don't you know? On the X or the Twitter, Shefty ain't giving me too much. Neville Gallimore. Green Bay. Let's find us Adam Schefter. Ah, Chelsea. I wish I would be able to drop some Shefty bombs out here like Woj did. Ravens free agent center Tyler Linderbaum reached a record deal with the Raiders. 3 year, $81 million deal that includes $60 million guaranteed. It makes him the highest paid interior offensive lineman in the NFL. Don't don't know if it's breaking news for us, but Ravens center Tyler Linderbaum has agreed to sign with the Raiders. 3 year, 81 mil. Malik, Malik Willis already, that starter out there in Miami. Dolphins got a punter they signed. I don't care about body types. You're talking about free agent guys that's deep edge rushers that people talk about body types. I I know I don't like. I might not draft that guy, but a free agent guy that's doing his job, I'm gonna be okay with it. Yeah, I'm out here. I'm out here on this lab up to date. Another punt. Three punters got deals out here. That's crazy. Can't believe Anzalone is a buck. Kenny Gainwell to the Bucks. 2 years, 14 mil. Shout out to G Honda. Demario Davis reached an agreement with the Jets in a 2 year, $22 million deal. Running backs, I can understand. Although you got a absolute steal of a free agent when it comes to running backs. Offensive linemen, my whole entire line was founded in free agency last year. But yes, you got to do homework on everybody because you can get duped. Now they got breaking news on ESPN right now. Let's listen to what this is because I don't care about Tyler Linderbaum again. Yeah, I know this Linderbaum. Who cares? I don't know if he coming cheap. That's the problem. Well, I'd be in on him if he was cheap, but he's not gonna be cheap. $27 million a year for a center right there, and they like, oh, we want. Hell no, absolutely not, Stu Dog. He was injured all last year. That's why they cut him in the beginning, and we surely don't need an old running back. Nah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't even kick Mixon, let alone kick tires on him. Absolutely not. K May. Where did K May go to? Kingsley Enikbare is going to the Jets for 1 year. Kingsley would have been a good hired gun per se. Jets also agreed on a deal, 3 years, 36 mil with Joseph Asai, another defensive edge rusher. Hell no. If cheap for a running back, one that would imply that Kyle Monungai or DeAndre Swift would be hurt because if you move on from Swift, in my estimation, you drafted somebody to complement Monungai. There's nothing on the free agent list unless it's somebody that's young and like a David A. Chain or something like that they want to trade for. So no, running back is something I'm. I didn't even be honest. I didn't even want Swift when they got him. Hell no. And Broski, that's basically gonna be the thing that you have to go with. I I'd be shocked. I really don't believe that one whatsoever. But I mean, it's on the table. Roshan definitely will get released. We talk. Yeah, yeah. You gave me your four. I think you gave me your four players you think getting released. Sweat, because Sweat was one of them as well, wasn't it, Broski? Jardarian Price. Let me look. Let me look where this guy is. Yeah, 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 yeah. You did. That's right. Eric Stokes back to the Raiders. 3 year, $30 million deal. $30 deal. I mean, G Honda should want tour. Ding, 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 ding. Don't sweat the technique. Oh. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, okay, I see it. Now, anybody going 30-second or anything, I love to see them people that's supposed to go like anywhere from 27 to 35. I'm with them, all of them, because that means we can trade back for them. Trade back and get them. Yeah, I love how. Now, while I don't agree with Shay about a lot of stuff, I love a Leo Chanel still, and you still can get Owe. But if you go get a Leo or Owe or Dafe, somebody else has to. Somebody else got to be gone. And Broski on Chelsea is a play-by-play. She does college sport, pro sport, reaction. They call her Coach Chels over there, and she got some nice little background music and accoutrements to go along with things. Linda Bomb, Linda Bomb, baby. Linda Bomb, Linda Bomb. Do you want me a Linda Bomb? Okay, so we signed Deo and we signed Gallimore. Who are the other Colts players? I'm missing. How y'all feeling today as well? I don't think we got to it to ask if we feeling better. Uh, and I'm kind of happy that I think I got my Tyler Algier, Arizona. Shut your mouth. It is a hard cap right now. Hey, I want Leo Chanel, but we probably won't. Bing bong. There we go. Hey, Linderbaum is to the Raiders. 3 years, 81 mil, Ken. I need to put together. I'm putting together Chelsea a basketball MVP discussion video for this week, and we got to start going through some of the streams that we have done recently and see if there's anything that we can clip and cut up that maybe. Yeah, damn. I ain't no way I'm paying $81 million for a center, Ken. 81 mil, but people like, oh, just give them everything. You can't just be out here handing out bread like that. Now, let me. I'm gonna have to kick back into this because some people say 3 or 30 mil, but I would believe Bayard or Brisker and or Brisker is gone. Bayard might be gone. They might be drafting the other one. They might get a brand new uh situation going on back there. Yeah, 3 years, 40 mil. Yeah. Okay, Chels. COVID. Now here you're gonna have to pay for that. Yeah. Yeah. He right. I mean, at that point, you break it down, you still under about what? You about 13. I was gonna say about 13 mil. That's what you. That's probably what you're gonna pay a combination of buyer Brisker. So we might be locked out. Yeah, here, young cat. We're gonna figure it out. I mean, end of the day, I'm not really annoyed when they go out there and choose somebody new. You giving way to the opportunity for us to get some things done. I ain't mad at it. Let's just go out there and be a young cat that's productive. You a productive young cat, I don't care. What I don't want is to have um a young cat get paid and he's already won a Super Bowl and he kind of rests on his laurels. That's what I don't want to happen. But otherwise, yeah, I'm believing both of them going broski and we reinvesting in a different way. I believe they both gone. You right. No way around it. Damn. Now, Stu, those are very real possibilities right now, man. As we look through how we addressing free agency, and we think that they moving on from both of them. Those are names you gotta now. Those are names you gotta look for. No lies right there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wham bada bum bum I wouldn't mind tying him in at 25. Um, they got the ammo. You got the opportunity. Let's not play with it. You know, you got perfect opportunity to go ahead and do some things like that. So I'm all about that base, baby. Got to get us some. We got to get us some shorts out here as we get right into the time frame for a guy like him. Cooper. Yeah, Emmanuel is from that's McNeil. That's from Toledo, correct? Now the only one I've not heard about is Halsey, but I've heard about Halsey in mock drafts. So no trouble, baby. All about that bass, about that bass. I said you all about that bass, about that bass. That's stuck in my head now. I can't get it out. Big Ten SEC players. Oh yeah. Now for me, I'm I graduated from an HBCU, sir. So I'm always going to be against just foolish things like the SEC and Big Ten these days because of this thing they call NIL deals, and they travel even further across the globe. So it's not just problem areas and other people, but there are certain schools that I do, I guess, prefer for certain positions. But find me the best player, unturn every stone, and find them all out there. Because North Carolina State is where Joe Tooney is from, and that's not a Big Ten or SEC team whatsoever. Chelsea, and I told you yesterday, punching. The only conflict they got with that is that um, the player he was punching is C.J. Gardner Johnson. C.J. G.J. was the guy that was getting punched in that particular clip that you speak of. But give me, hey, I know he ain't my guy, but give me some Jay Cut. Find me some Jay Cutler out there. Find me some don't care with Jay Cutler out there in the world. It made me it made me feel so good. Throwing some Twister, huh? Travis Etienne leaving Jacksonville or going to the Saints. You should say for both people, not just Kevin Byard. Speed not monsters. I love Jay. That's my guy. I know people think I'm crazy. He's my guy. I just don't want him to punch CJ. But go ahead, rock with it. Rock with it. Your stream, your desires. So so maybe you can put it like a punch, and then Jay Cutler finishes it off with a don't care. It's an adrenaline rush. That's what I have to go and pick up. You don't know. You don't know nothing about. Feel so good, baby. I mean, I've been out here. I've been out here on Feel So Good. I was in elementary school when Do or Die, when Pope Hemming came out. When they dropped that Do You Want to Ride when I was a kid, psychodrama and everything was around, and that was a response. Boom, boom, mm, 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 boom, 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 boom. POPIMP. It's plenty. Tens and twenties. Chopping up. Trent McDuffie got 124 mil, I believe. Yeah. Crucial conflict. My wife. That that's more her speed there. Who cares? Yes. What's your point? Shay Shay is trying to bring up the speculation about Jalen Johnson wanting money again. Jalen Johnson did cannot hold out. He had a very uneven and horrible year last year, and he was injured last year. So why would you even think that would be the case? But I digress. Like they the craziness. You not. I don't. Hey, you know what? I go with it. I won't disagree with you. Today, I don't necessarily think that's the case, right there. But it very well could be an opportunity for him. No, Lance did have a actual opportunity or a leg to stand on because he was actually playing productive right then. This is a rehash of a year and a half or so ago when he was actually at the top of his game before he got hurt. Like he hasn't mentioned anything like it, so it's kind of like crazy for them to still try to make this a thing. Well, you see, I would agree with you if I didn't think they had high hopes for Frazier and others, but I don't know that they make that they first priority per se. But it could be. So coming off of a core injury that he played how many games in the season? 4 or 5. We willing to bank that on him specifically. JJ is done because of last year in your estimation, Broski? He's not getting no new money. That's what won't be happening. I don't think he get no new money. And they talking about if he prove himself to come back to the table, he won't be coming back to no table. That's over with. That's over with. Won't be no coming back to the table. They can get over that. I don't even know why they come up with things like that. Broski, somebody just somebody just echoed your sentiment on first or second round for a corner. I don't know if it was Tyler Aki. Might have been. one, I think one of the few times we disagreed. I don't know about the overrated thing. I think he's been properly rated. Uh, I do think he's a bit mouthy, but I get it. And unfortunately, we're not in a position to just arbitrarily say I'm ready to move on because you got too much to replace already. That's important. Once we start just moving on because we don't like people, then we got more problems than we have already, as opposed to understanding the contracts that are in place and how each player can be leveraged, because that's what they are being leveraged for the best opportunity for us to get it going. And he don't got to be, I guess, top level, but he's the 11th highest paid. I think I got no problem with that particular status. I don't think that in any way, shape, or form he should be able to even think he can ask for new money. But I do think that he's earned the money that he got, and I think he's a pretty good player. We'll have the necessarily needed improvements to not have last year be your lasting impression. Because injury last year, uh, based on the fact you came back after being indefinite, is one thing. This year, if you come back and play and give me the same level of play, then the scrutiny and holding your feet to the fire is a lot worse. But see, that's what I'm saying, Stu. I totally agree with that. But this conversation was started by Shay Norland indicating or intimating, I should say, uh, that he could see a scenario where Jalen is back to the table asking for money based on the new deals that the guys getting now, and I don't see that happening whatsoever. So it's like I don't have to be on Jalen's side here to understand that they are kind of casting an aspersion on Jalen, like he said anything about it. We can say that, but we didn't have anybody. We didn't have anybody to play if he didn't come back last year, Broski. So I mean, it's cut your nose and spite your face right there to say that we'd have been fine if he didn't come back. Because tell me the option they had besides him for him not coming back. and we and this season, yes, if you play like you did last season, you have no mea culpa. There is no mulligan, and I'm in your camp and your line of thinking. But far be it from me to understand what you did sacrifice in order to play when we did need you. And Stu, this is what I'm talking about. You, this is being brought up by somebody besides Jalen Johnson, so it's unfair in my estimation to even speak on it like Jalen is at the table asking for money right now because he's not. So playing is obviously what anybody got to do, but he's not spoke about new money. So this is somebody else's thoughts, and now he will be crucified by most fans for Shay's thoughts. These are not Jalen Johnson's thoughts. If Jalen Johnson utters this or had the nerve to utter it, I would totally understand anybody jumping down his throat and calling for his exile. But these are thoughts that other people espousing. It's not Jalen Johnson. So let's keep that in mind when we think about the response that we have to the scenario in itself. Because yes, I would 3,000% agree with everybody if Jalen were making a demand, but he has said absolutely nothing recently to give that intimation. It's just something that he's assumed because it was something that happened before. We agree. And we didn't necessarily lose games because of Jalen or anybody in the secondary last year, with the exception of a Nashawn Wright getting beat like a drum. But yeah, I just don't want the story to be that Jalen is still asking for anything because Jalen said absolutely nothing. If he was opening his mouth, then he deserved the scrutiny. But this is a Shay Norland thought that I'm listening to in my ear right now. Yeah, he is what I call Rex Grossman. Had those 8 games of 100 QB rating and 8 games under 30. Who else we got? Let's see who else we got out here. Anything new? Jalen Naylor going to the Raiders. 3 year, $35 million deal. 23 million for that receiver. Bills former guard David Edwards signing a 4 year, $61 million deal with the Saints. Jahan Dotson, 2 year, $15 million deal worth up to 17 million with the Falcons. I don't know what Nashawn's getting, but he gonna get paid. ETN got a 4 year, $52 million deal, by the way. Wandale Robinson got that 4 year, $78 million deal with the Titans. Shit, Wandale with that 72, he got 38 mil guaranteed. Alec Pierce got broke off. I can't do it. I cannot understand it or see it. Great. They still talking about this need for a wide receiver to block and everything. McLaren, because your third receiver is definitely going to be your tight end, who's not third. They want to drive him there. The car lot want to pick him up. $38 guaranteed, baby. Salute to your nephew, man. Peace and blessings. Well wishes to him, Ken. You be safe driving, man, and get you some well needed quality time on the way. Appreciate you always pulling up, man. I'm about to ban Chili and Chicago, dude. I ain't seen them forever. I won't get no. I won't get no cars. Not this goofball talking some Rashid Shaheed. curious to know still what we're gonna do for edge rush. And it's good that people who I want to target still have not been signed or anything like that, because it kind of gives them a second wind at people to realize that if you don't get signed on day one, day two is still another day in which we get to go ahead and figure things out for you. That money go down a little bit for the asking price, and we get a little bit better. What's doing for me? This is exactly how it goes typically. It's always quieter than we anticipate or than we want, but it haven't been as quiet for us as it has been for the Steelers, getting one wide receiver and thinking they done won the off season. G Honda, look at G Honda want Tua. He want Tua to go with Michael Pittman and DK Metcalf. This guy, little short Tua, two tall quarterbacks. I mean, running wide receivers. I guess. What's up with you, Jurassic Park of the Hondas? Hope you're having a good one, bro. We got a not a inactive free agency, but not maybe as active as some people would think, include myself. Yeah, Bill for. But I do know we got about a good 30 minutes of coverage to see if we get any other breaking news for the Bears. And if not, we'll pick up periodically throughout the course of the day. Good video content, perhaps some good shorts. Stu, if he want to, let him. If he want to have that guy, go right ahead. 3 year deal with the 49ers. Now, I don't know what. I guess I wouldn't want Mike Evans for 3 years, but if the 49ers want him for 3 years, go right ahead. 30, 33 years old for a 3 year deal. No thanks. Glad, glad that's done. Lamar better than what, Chelsea? And what Lamar? Because there is no comparison on earth for Lamar Jackson and Tua Tagovailoa. Tagovailoa can't play a Noah. None to compare. One's a quarterback and superior one. The other one is Tua. She said, "Go for it." When Chelsea is giving up on the Alabama player, it clearly says it's over with, bro. Chelsea said, "Alabama, sorry." When Chelsea said that, it's over with, bro. Mm-hmm. Neville Gallimore. Hey, she ain't playing G Honda. Wow, G Honda. You you wow for that one. Nothing that a Cordy won't fix. He gonna be so mad, Chelsea, if he get damn Tua on his team. Mm-mm. You seen crazy things, Shay. Good. Now we're gonna rip into things that happened last year to justify why you can't get somebody this year that you shouldn't want. Go draft your own talent in the draft. You have the ammunition to do so. There is no reason that you have to live on the free agent market. Yes, you want to be aggressive when opportunities present themselves and you want to address some things. But you don't have to address the crux of your team today with big ticket items. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. They might be done today. Today might be it. Let's hear. We got some breaking news right now. Let's find out if it's for us. Okay. This just in. Bears have signed linebacker Devin Bush, 3-year deal. Got about $5 million of cap space left. Got another Michigan guy, a guy that I believe we talked about yesterday. No correction, we talked about Lloyd, I believe. 3-year, $30 million deal, 21 million guaranteed. So you, so you went out there and addressed your. Former Brown that hurt your feelings. So no Leo Chenal, but they went out there with Devin Bush for the linebacker. Tackling machine, 124 tackles, 3 picks, 9 tackles for loss last year. Former first round pick, younger guy, 25th overall for the power rankings and free agents. They thought he's gonna get 47 mil. He only got 30. Pretty good deal, I guess, with 21 guaranteed. So linebacker may be addressed differently in the draft. But you got Devin Bush, DeMarco Jackson to go along with Sewell and Hippolyte. Now we got to figure out, G, what the money situation is gonna look like for Taylor Decker. What is he gonna cost? I said that Browns pick up because G Honda in here as usual talking about a Steeler. He gonna be there to play the contract, sir. Thank you. How you feeling today, G? Definitely gonna be in play, but at what price? And will be a second wave guy, a tomorrow guy, or something like that. Because right now we got about 5 million in cap space, I believe. Maybe they restructure now based on the opportunities that they still need to free up marginal money to get other people. You hear audio issues? Oh, no, we can't. I can't listen to anybody's audio, G. The Ravens did not re-sign their center. He, in fact, went to the Raiders. 3 years, 81 million. And Zaloni went to the Bucks. 2 years, 17 mil. We signed Kobe Bryant. 3 years, 40 mil. Yeah, man, I combed through every avenue to figure out exactly how we can kind of follow along with a few things. 81 million. That's right. You heard it. Everybody wanted to pick up this center. We'll get like 27 mil guaranteed a year. Good lord, it's a lot of money. Hey, and then they traded Pittman away to keep him. So they pick. They think that he pairs better with Daniel Jones, and he'll be the better receiving target. No worries for me. 3 years, 30 mil, 21 guaranteed. I really, I really thought we was done with signing people. Period. If you think about it, right then, G. But then they gave us a little bit of razzle dazzle and signed somebody for me at the end, right there. And I don't know if you got time, but let me see if I addressed slightly, if I addressed the camera uh issue. Let's see. Let's see if it look a little better to you. Oh, nope. I know what it is now, though. It's back to what it was. But um, so I need more blackout curtains. I have a set of two, and I'm gonna need probably a set of four. Yeah, it's yeah, I do. I got access to several webcams. No problem, man. Appreciate you, Stu, man. Do what you got to do out in the streets, man. Be safe. Boom, boom, boom. And the crazy thing is, I have a color correction on already, so I know it's just I turned down the gamma. I set some things up out in these streets, but just the vacillation that I think it. Do you think it might have any vacillation? You think it might go back and forth for me, or you think I you think it? No. Like what about that one? So this one I brought down just a bit. Now we're gonna go back to the default settings. Neville Gallimore is the signing of the day, by the way, while we're talking about happiness class. Neville Gallimore. Neville. Last name Gallimore. Yeah, Gallimore. See? Yeah, and I'm looking at uh the setup for the gamma at default, which is 0. Neville Gallimore say he out here, he outside today, broski. He outside, man. We trying to hang it around and see what areas are we gonna be able to. Shamar, yes, Shamar injury don't give you excuse. Everybody who was here last year, I need a big year out of you this year, cause especially if I didn't get it last year. But I'm happy that I haven't heard anything about Nadafe Owe or anything like that, or Boye Mafe. No new news is out here. Yeah, we really. I'm talking about right now. It's like at a standstill for everybody. Nobody on no site is having any breaking news right now for any team for that matter. And we wonder what that would entail for us. So we got about 30 more minutes of coverage to figure out exactly who else the Bears might select, as we talked about. Secondary, in terms of the safety position, has been addressed today. It will obviously be addressed more in the draft due to the fact that we still only have one safety in verbal agreement, not even under contract as of yet. The defensive line got some depth reinforcements in signing one Neville Gallimore, one Neville get off me Gallimore, uh, and also Devin Bush linebacker. Came into this day with questions about linebacker. Talked about guys like Leo Chenal. Believe we talked about Devin Lloyd. Unfortunately, I got my Devins wrong, and we, in fact, signed Devin Bush, linebacker, former Michigan linebacker, no less, former Steeler, former Brown, ready to bear down. 3 years, 30 mil, 21 guaranteed. Let's hope this lands us on the precipice of a beautiful friendship. Let's get you back, Aaron Neville Gallimore. he gonna have some things going on with him out there for real, broski. He gonna have some time out there. Now we still have some free agents that are available. Who, if anybody, is the person that you still want to see the Bears sign? I know right now it appears that a John Franklin Myers would cost us about $8 to $9 million a year. Don't think we got the cap room for that. Well, I know we don't. We have to create that cap room. Could we do so? You never know. Uh, the guys I mentioned earlier, Boye Mafe and Adafe Owe, Bradley Chubb, any of those guys, you're going to need to make more cap room to afford one of those guys. Or we are draft heavy. And we do realize that although we have not done so today, it still implies to me that we are draft heavy unless some of those premium names remain available. So, we speak of the Taylor Deckers and the offensive line. Nobody's rushing to sign a Taylor today, perhaps. But if in fact somebody does reach out to Taylor, do the Bears make him an offer later on tonight? Do we wait until day two, or do we actually wait until the second wave of free agency, i.e., next week actually, when things actually pen to paper? See who left on the carousel and see what it is that we can bargain or negotiate a bit better with people. Because at that point, I believe the music has stopped. Everyone has a seat for the most part, and those other guys who don't will be more willing or more apt to finding out exactly what it is that they can have. Yeah, and it's shaping up to say that we definitely will be drafting another safety to pair up with the young bull that we got today. So Kobe and the new draftee is what we anticipate right now, to be honest. And then you try to anticipate by level of need the top level talent that is available to us in a draft status. So Robbie, it does give us the opportunity to look at what holes we have filled. Hey, the safety and Devin Bush appear to be pretty good guys right now. Who else would you might want to see us draft? I know we got to make cap room for most of them. I think we took one of the best linebackers off of the board. The Browns did want him back, and I think he had a bit of an injury. So yeah, he said Tua. They said Atlanta want Tua. Go right ahead. Now, of the guys that we have signed, we'll start with, and I'll do this in a poll. I'll do this in a poll situation so we can try to better guess exactly what it is that people think. Caden Proctor. Yeah, you know what? But see, I think you can get Caden. I think you can get Caden a little later, perhaps. Let's go. Let's go with that poll right there. Let's see. What do we think? Although Devin is not top of the line per se. Devin a dream signing, a realistic signing, a value signing. What do we think? 27-year-old guys they sign. And do we think the Bears have satisfied today with their performance thus far? Underwhelmed or went beyond your dreams? Now, as it stands, they're still pass rusher. The draft gonna tell us if they believe that. Because if they don't believe he still got it, then rest assured they're gonna try to look at a Rodriguez or somebody like that. I would think, huh? You hope he got one more year left in him to be able to parlay and be a trade piece mid-season. And the other guys we have in the pipeline, DeMarco and X, Y, and Z, are playing well enough to make him expendable. Because right now, I would bank more on DeMarco giving you quality snaps over TJ, to be honest, when we talk about it, broski. Replacing your players, as Sylvie says, we haven't added anything. We just replaced. If you have replaced them with upgrades, then it bodes well for your team. Now, your depth pieces are really all your draft players, no matter how good they are, until proven otherwise. I mean, he proved enough last year. He 27 at that or 28. He proved that he may have been able to be have discovered something with Da, and he played a little bit more reactive, I guess, than he has in previous stints. They gave him new money. He may not be. He may be the value pick that TJ was when we got TJ for 3 years Um, 18 million. Maybe maybe he adequate enough, but we'll find out because I think like the Dolman to Bradbury, I think we go from a C plus to a C minus as far as the talent, and it may even be negligible. Your safety position at the moment, until you get the other one, I say it's weakened. It's lesser. Your cornerbacks are still lesser until we get the situation rectified totally. Your wide receiver core, although you lost uh integral piece, not a piece that I think derails or lessens what you got going on already. So I think the linebackers get slightly better, if not drastically. You get a year of growth with a couple of them. Yeah, you get a year of growth with a couple. You get somebody who's a former overall lottery pick. So you got some youth. You got a younger guy and safety already that's got more range and more speed than a Bayard. As much as I like the veteran leadership, so you think of Al Harris as being the guy who's going to put everybody in position to better succeed once we actually start to lay down the groundwork for exactly who's going to be um, the next guys in as we usher in a new era of the way in which the Bears operate. I think it gives that level of understanding because, like they say, this is a realistic signing with Devin Bush. I don't know who really has had the wow. Yeah, Willis to Miami. I could dig it, Broski. For me, the pass rush is still gonna be my biggest concern always until they fix that. And that's even realizing that we have one safety on on the roster, and I'm not worried in the slightest about wide receiver. They might go young again and bring up J.P. Richardson from the practice squad or anything else. Like the holes that you have to plug wide receiver and wide receiver. I get a depth piece. I get an undrafted free agent. I sign somebody that's a free agent later on. Nobody as I think your edge. I really love. I don't know. I don't think we get the money to do it, but I sure need us an Owe Dafe. And so I can't say that my most important thing is left tackle and everything else. And I will reserve judgment on that one to understand that Ben and Ryan will tell us everything we think, but I still think they address the tackle as a stopgap, as I don't think the Aussie is done. So I think it's a bit negligible to think about tackling safety over the pass rush because your defense seriously is absolute trash if they don't get no push up front. Well, see, I say not a concern because Trapillo not returning to midseason wouldn't tell me that I'm drafting a guy that's seamlessly gonna pop in and be ready to play. So if they sold on a guy like a Benedette or anybody else getting another year in the weight room, getting another year under the nutrition regimen, getting some more weight to yourself to realize you can't be a lightweight, or they go out and sign somebody 1 year, I'm not willing to believe that the drafting of a left tackle is imperative in the sense that we can't really truly believe Ozzy is coming back and going to be um, anything or any semblance of what he was, and then go out and draft another left tackle when we think Ozzy is going to be the starter that he was. Yeah, I ain't worried about Oz going nowhere. Let Oz move on. I don't, and see that with being, he's proven to me anybody can't start from the jump. And Trapillo won't be a. That means you drafted a right tackle to sit behind Darnell Jones. I mean Darnell Wright. I get it. I just don't think it's a draft worthy thing right now. They can prove me wrong, and you can as well. Well, let's split it down the middle and say he haven't proven himself enough. Yeah, yeah. No, they definitely paying Darnell. I get it. You see, you got a scenario where they don't keep Darnell, right? Like, hey, I got the right tackle of the future already. I can trade this one and draft me a what do you call it? And draft you a another left tackle. That'll be the line of thinking right there, Broski Bear. And then at that point, you franchising Darnell Wright to trade him because next year you got to decide if you're going to tag him, and then either you letting the All Pro right tackle go for nothing, or you trading him, and you got to trade him this season. Let me know your thoughts. And I agree with you. You saying you're not relying on a second year player coming back off a major injury who only started a handful of games at left tackle to step in mid season to be the answer. So I in turn ask, why would I be so positive about these names you mentioned in college who haven't played in the pros that they can arbitrarily just step in and be starters from day one? Because as much as you might not be sold on Ozzy after 4 or 5 games, I could use the same argument to say I'm not sold on anybody at the collegiate level who's proven nothing on zero amount of games. So while I welcome the thought process to it, I also have to dismiss it in that regard. So either a rookie can come in and start from day one, or I'm getting a stopgap that's going to allow my second year guy to work himself back from injury. Because I'm saying in terms of the timeline that we think of, even if I keep Ozzy at right tackle, I have to make a decision on Darnell. So that means I have to trade Darnell without knowing if Ozzie is ready to play right tackle, or I have to let Darnell leave my team scot free without getting anything for him. Um, yeah, I don't trust anything about Saturday on Sunday until you get here on Sunday. It seems several times that's not been true. See Chris Williams, Gabe Karimi, and all the rest. And they're gonna tell us they thought process about that as well, uh, in the coming days. Because like I said, if they do not address the position via free agency with the Taylor Decker, then your theory reigns supreme because you have no other way to plug the hole without going through the draft if you don't do it with a proven commodity until Ozzie returns. So I will take it as gospel that we have some unknown for both sides of the argument. So the desire would help out. But I also have to say that until the free agency portion of the window is closed, I can't possibly truly know if left tackle is an issue or an area they will spend such early capital on. Because, like, we can value. But that's what I'm saying. Okay, so you find a signing a free agent. You sign Taylor Decker, and you draft one of these guys. Ozzie returns, and Ozzie is what we thought he was. So at that point, like I said, you trading Darnell. That's I'm riding your train. I'm just trying to get to where we getting off at. Are we are we looking at trading Darnell Wright this year? Because you have to do it this year, or you got to sign him to the. You got to give him the transition tag, or you got to trade him. Now, do you see somebody signing him once we hit him with the transition tag? That could be an option, but we'll find out. I do like the fact that we could. It's a different way of thinking about it for me right there than it has been brought up as far as left tackle. So the way we got there would not be the way in which I thought of it, but it does at the end. Like I say, the destination is going to bring it full circle for me. And I guess those are the ways that things could we can get things done. So that's what I'm saying. Under your premise, we trade on under your premise we trading him on the tag under your scenario, right? Or do you really think somebody will sign him and we get a first round pick for him with the transition tag? You got me curious now. It's something I understand but can't wrap my mind around. But it's an interesting concept. I like that. Oh yeah, you do get a compensatory pick when you get somebody like that. So right now, the scenario of signing an elite pass rusher does not look like the one. No, I'm asking you. I know right starting this year, your premise has a starting drafting a left tackle. If that left tackle is able to, like you say, plug and play, and Ozzy is going to be returning, you said that Ozzy can replace Darnell, right? Or did I miss? Or am I miss? Did I get that wrong? Because I think it leads us into what to watch for tomorrow. I think, or at least up until the weekend, as far as where Decker goes if the Bears decide to sign anybody in the free agent pool, and if we can still do anything to address the edge rusher. But that's what I'm saying. You said we got to put the franchise tag on him by May 1st. If they had to put the franchise tag on him this year, you saying he can play this whole year, all because the tag won't kick in to next year. But it's still, that's what I'm saying. Somebody gonna trade for him on the tag and negotiate with him. But I get you. That's what they're gonna have to do anyway. They trade for him, is sign him to a deal. But I'm trying to get the trade, and we got there. He could be out. That's what I was trying to figure out. That's what I meant to say, man. My apologies. That's what I meant. 50 option. Boom, 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 boom. Because I think he got more of a chance to get extended early, especially since he a Poles guy. But you never know. Rauscher likes him, but they like Ozzy as well. Those are the things we get to figure out. I want to know before we wrap up what things we think the Bears have as far as rumors go. What Bear rumors do we think? No, but no, but see, under your premise, I can understand if we draft a left tackle, but I thought I thought you said we should draft a left tackle, not if. I'm not railing against us drafting a left tackle. I think that some people, yourself being one, intimate a bit more uh of importance of what round to draft them, like first round draft picks on the left tackle. And that's the part that I don't see personally. So I'm just trying to understand totally the the thought process about the trajectory of where they're gonna go. And that's if we're already there, if it's not for long already, I'm with it. I'm just trying to get the make sure I'm not making it up because I could be making it up. Making it up. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, and I can't see the world where they go out and draft a left tackle at 25. I think that's the thing for me because you saying something for real, right there. But they could. I just think, oh yeah, with that particular premise of those being two BPAs, I won't ever rail against that option right there because if you wanted the best to do it in the draft, we know Ryan like a best player available. So hey, I won't say you convinced me, but like you said, you did give me a different way to internalize and kind of look at it for a down the road type of scenario, and a different way to kind of go at some of the mock drafts we have when we talk about potential scenarios. Because even if it wouldn't be the route I would go, it does give me a better line of thinking or rationale to kind of go about choosing some of the areas that we go when we do a mock draft. And not to mention that I hope you guys are going to be available in the upcoming days and weeks so that we can do these drafts in a bit more of an interactive way. And we can go ahead and put some names on the board, have surveys, have some polls set up in the chat. Everybody can vote on who we should draft or if we should trade a pick away, so on and so forth, move up, move back. And, we can kind of get to a variety of ways to make the team better. I think those would give us some of the ultimate ways to, one, see our particular ideas be bounced, amongst each other. And it gives us the opportunity to kind of see different ways the team could be shaped. And so, Dominic Robinson is gone, signed with the Texans 1 year deal. Giants signed Tremaine Edmonds, 3 years, 36 mil, 23 and a half guarantee, or 23.7 or something like that, I believe. Pretty good. Gallimore. And Dom can be a rotational piece to help them out. We cool with them type of rotational pieces, but now that gives you the opportunity and the task of going ahead and getting those things done yourself. Can you do that? I think so, but you need to. And right now they talk about value deals with like a TJ Edwards when he did it. 3 years, 18 mil. Chelsea, you've been in the lab, and that's why your shows and your quality are so much better than mine because you spend so much time working on them. I spend time in the lab trying to figure out the next move and the best way we're gonna be able to put it together. But I think I'm getting better at a couple things, even when it comes down to simple things like camera still got some brightness to it, but I made it better just in the middle of the stream. So just like I improved some things midstream on the fly and I adjusted, my hope. Now let me check it out for you real quick, because I don't mind Jawan, but we got to find out what the ticket would be for him. Because I heard something earlier. And how much money you willing to spend on a Jawan Jennings? Daniel Jones rejected $100 million deal allegedly. Hey, let's see if they address it in the draft out there. No, I definitely don't want him at all. No, sir. Not interested in no $10 million receiver that is going to be my fourth receiver. I'd be highly upset with something like that. One, we don't even have $10 million. No, you got odds for $1.4 million last year. $10 million is no bueno. Your worst receiver can't be making the most money. Absolutely not. Not for me. Uh, High quality. Hey, we working on it. Or better yet, if you want to talk about it like this how we would do it. Do I, for a lower salary bet, yes, but for 10 million a year, this is what I want for somebody. Hell no, to the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell no, no, to the no, no. Hell to the no, no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the that's exactly what a Jawan Jennings signing would get if from your boy right now. Can't do it. Can't do it. Mm-mm. To the no, no. To the no, no. Man, ain't no mess over here. I'm gonna hit you with a hell no right there, class. You hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell no. What about let me see you now. Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. What you think about that? You better say hell no. I know that. I know y'all better say hell no. To the no, no. And I'm guessing and I'm stressing. All these things I'm testing, trying to learn. This dog. No, I mean this second time still is. I don't. I went to like 7 on the volume. That's crazy. Mm, mm, mm. I don't know how they came up with that. I did turn it down at OBS. Where else would I turn it down at? I wouldn't know where else to turn it down. Hell no. Is that still allowed? Because what about if that's loud? No, it says too loud. What about this one?
I'm here to tell you right now.
This one too loud for you?
I'm here to tell you right now. We don't care.
Let me tell you
We
something.
don't care.
The Creator Test Lab over here. Yeah. We're gonna we're gonna go with IDC on this one. We're gonna go. No, I know I know some sensitive ill people in the world, so they might be telling the truth over here for them. I don't know what to tell them. And just to give everybody an update, Broski and everybody, Kobe's cap hit this year will be, I believe, like $1.5 million. So the $5 million we thought we had, we actually have a bit more money under the cap than alleged. Now I want to know how loud, so when it's on 10%, because that's what the new setting is. I wouldn't know where to go with it from 10%, but I get you. We'll address it. He said the eardrum. Broncos re-signed J.K. Dobbins. Ooh, $1 billion already spent in free agency, y'all. $1 billion. Let's do a quick refresh. Some last details. Cameron Thomas signed with the Browns defensive end. 1 year, $3 million deal. Brian Cook is headed to the Bengals. 3 years, $42.5 million. The Titans have signed Delonte Taylor, John Franklin Myers, Wandale Robinson, and Cordell Flott. So John Franklin Myers is off the board as far as the defensive tackle goes. So I do believe, based on the scarcity, that'll be something they address in the draft. John Franklin Myers got a 3 year, $63 million deal. So they was way off with the projections for him. Guard Zion Johnson, 3 year deal, $49.5 million guaranteed with the Cleveland Browns. With $32 million is guaranteed. Yes, you still got money to sign Owe Adafe. Hey, it did that, and that tells me that it is time to push us down out here and bid us adieu. Let's get some closing thoughts on it for the day. What do you think, or do we think we got any more signings to do for the Bears? We got anything left to make additions as far as a major correction? Two, if you had to give the off-season acquisitions today, if we had to give a grade, A, B, C, D, F, what grade? Oh, you know what? The next time I have enough people that want to get into a poll right there, I'm going to take a survey about that very question, broski. Because I would think that there's very little room for me to say that something that I set to 10%, once he said turn it down, is still at the same volume it was when I was alerted to it. But we'll get we'll we'll get back to that. Broski is adamant that we're gonna cut DeAndre Swift, uh, Roshan Johnson. I know Montez is the last person. I'm trying to think of the third person besides those. But we cutting those guys. Yeah, Sewell. Inconsequential, but I get it. Yeah, Amagazi was the other one. Check me out now. Hell no. To the no, no, no. Yeah. So what about right there? Still high? Still high? Ha 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 ha. Cause it's on my favorite. It's on my favorite number now. But if we could, it said 10% before I turned down to 3 this time. Cause y'all still after 24 was too loud. We turned it down to 10, and that was too loud. So now we at 3. I don't. I mean, I don't know what to say. It wasn't like it was at 90 or 74, but we'll take it down to 3. Everything's on 3 in there now. Works for me. Chelsea can still hear it. It's not blaring to anybody else. So y'all let me know. You see what I'm saying? It is on volume of 3, and he said it could be lower. Does it work on one? I'm curious to know. But we cannot figure that out today, nor will we try. I'm always on the computer for the most part when it comes to these sorts of things. I don't. I get on the phone sometimes, but I can't. I can't be tapping. One last look to see if anything has changed free agency before we wrap it up today, guys. It has been uh, pretty damn fun to be able to get right in on the action, not have to wait until I come home or look at my phone and see exactly what is going on, and have us be able to get a better understanding of what our next stream shall consist of. And on Sunday, the aftermath of free agency, I think, shall have culminated already. We will look into Friday as being a I can't think of the exact way to frame it, but it'll be a content day, maybe a premiere of a couple things. But what I will say is, I appreciate everybody hanging out today. Just to recap for the Bears, Neville Gallimore, 2 years, 12 mil, 3 years, 30 mil for one. What's the wonderful guy we just signed, Mr. Bush Devin? It's the Bush, 21 mil guaranteed. Uh, Kobe Coby Bryant, 3 years, 40 mil. I want to say 30 years guaranteed to that young man. Um, we acquired Garrett Bradbury already via trade, fifth round pick in 2027, no less, because we don't have one for this year. And the re-signings of DeMarco Jackson and Daniel Hardy are the recaps of Bear signings that we have right now. Not to mention the breaking news cuts that haven't happened that we will absolutely look for Broski Bear and try to get immediate contact. If any of these guys get cut, I'm going to die laughing. But we basically going to be able to monitor this day to day, see how things go for the rest of the week, see what secondary and tertiary moves are made when we talk about some of the bigger names clearing out. So at the end of the day, we're going to just hope that the moves have satiated or began to get the wheels moving to find out exactly what the Bears will target, could target, and should target moving forward. Cut, 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 cut. Otherwise, until next time, everybody, and until next delivery, uh, hopefully at a later time in the day so we can get some visual acoustics and accoutrements going all over here with the sounds, the voice, everything matching up because I know G Class going to jump into a stream and try to make me look bad. This is Postman 1914, Mailbox Sports, and our first official, up to date legal tampering of the 2026 NFL season. Until next time and until next delivery, we're going to get with you guys later on, and we are out.